Yo, at some point when creating your bass sounds, there might come the situation where you want to add a bit of reverb, a bit of space in the chain, but you want to be really careful with this, and you want to kind of control it. So in my experience, the best way to do this is to use parallel reverbs in like a little chain here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get an FX layer, audio FX rack in Ableton or whatever in any other DAWs, and we're going to kind of create a specific designated reverb chain here that we're gonna process a bunch to make sure that the reverb is really clean and really fills the role in the bass that we want. Let's listen to the bass sound first here. So we're gonna create a parallel chain here. I'm gonna solo this for now and name this reverb. And I'm going to start adding in stuff. Let me also just get my little thing here back, just for the sake of it. So we're gonna add a reverb here. Probably want this to be quite short, and immediately I don't really want the lower harmonics of the bass going to the reverb, so I'm gonna cut those out. Really want the reverb to be kind of focused on these mid harmonics here, and that also don't really want reverb on the super high. So after the reverb, I'm actually gonna remove those because I don't know. Actually, let's do it before the reverb. You can hear there's a lot of kind of noise stuff going on there. I don't really. It's really these tones that I'm after here. And also think about adding other effects, like maybe a chorus or something like that in that same chain. Kind of depends on what sound you're going for. Also could add stuff like resonant EQ from the last episode or something. I'm not gonna do that here. And also think about maybe doing stuff like compressing the reverb. And then I'm gonna add some more EQ to kind of clean it up afterwards, and then I'm gonna later actually keep processing this bass together with the reverb. Really kind of focusing on the parts of the reverb that we actually want. So then we could maybe saturate the two together or something. Saturating reverb with the original sound together can get you some really interesting sounds. Let's also listen to both together first. We want this reverb to be a little louder. And it needs some more EQ. And you'll probably want to keep EQing this reverb as you kind of add more effects, because as we had like compression or saturation or something after the reverb, the sound of the reverb is going to change and you want to adjust it. But yeah, this is this kind of parallel reverb chain that you process a bunch to really give it its place. That's something that I don't just do in my bass chains. That's something that, like when making snare drums, I do this when making any kind of sound really, even kick drums or something like that. Just like having like a little bit of reverb to give it a bit of context, but really putting the reverb in its place so it doesn't kind of muddle it up. You may have heard to not add reverb at all on bass because it kind of can create some mud, but I find if you just control it well, like this, and then really sort of just EQ in the certain harmonics you want, it can really add a lot of interest to your basses. So I would recommend you play with this on all sorts of sounds, really just adding some reverb here and there in the chain in parallel and really controlling it, really not just giving like a reverb with a dry wet, really using reverb that you're really with the EQ and dynamics and chorus and whatever shaping to really fit the sound. So yeah, cheers.